So your name is Harry Mash?
Yep.
And you served in the Army?
Yep.
What was your ending rank when you exited the service?
PFC. Didn't I have that on there?
Yep, and you were a medic,
medic
in Europe.
Yep.
Were you drafted or did you enlist?
Well, I dropped out of school. I tried to enlist in the Navy. I was going to get in the submarine, and I didn't make it. They said something about my teeth didn't line up right. You had to use some breathing apparatus in case you had to get out of the sub, and so they wouldn't take me, and I went to work for a while, and then I got drafted in the Army.
Okay. And what's your progression actually becoming a medic? Were you recruited right away, or once you got over into Europe, did you get assigned?
Yeah, they put me in medic right away. The only thing, when I was in high school, I worked part-time in the drugstore, and I think they figured I was a medic. I really hated this. In fact, I wanted to get in the engineers, but they didn't take me, and I said, well, put me in the field artillery, and they said no. I said, give me the infantry, and they put me in the medics.
Do you remember when you went over to Europe, what year it was and month?
Absolutely. March 23rd, 1943. The reason I remember, we couldn't write and tell your parents when you went. My younger brother's birthday was March the 23rd. Got in Europe on April 1st, which was my sister's birthday. So I wrote and told my mother we left New York on my younger brother's birthday, and got in, well, Ireland actually, and landed in Ireland on April 1st. That's my sister's birthday.
Wow. And what division were you part of at that point?
101st.
101st. And do you remember what what company you were in?
326 medical company.
That'll do it. And it says, did it say POW on there?
Yeah, I was captured in Normandy.
And Normandy?
Yeah.
So were you part of like the first wave of coming on?
About 10 after 1 in the morning.
Wow. Which beach did you go on?
Well, airborne, we didn't really land on beach. I was the troops went on boat, but although there was only 3 men on my plane, I was the last one out, and I jumped and finally slipped my chute. I went in the channel on the other side. As it was, I lit on the beach. I was near Utah Beach. I don't know how close, but like I say, I landed around the beach, and all the barbed wire. They had barbed wire probably as high as this, and I lit in it, and they were shooting at me. I don't remember having trouble getting out of the barbed wire, but I took we had to carry a jump knife in case you get incapacitated in a tree or something. Like it's a button operated. You just push a button and it opens. I took it and cut my risers, and even after I got captured, I still had my harness on.
Wow. So was that the morning of June 6th then at 1:10?
Yeah, well, it's about noon, a little afternoon, I guess, when I got captured. But I got about 5 or 6 miles inland until I walked into a German patrol. And
were you by yourself, or were you completely by yourself? I
didn't see anybody. The first American I saw was a Navy fire control officer. He was to direct naval gunfire. Huh. But he was the first American I ran into.
Wow. So how long were you POW?
Well, till the end of the war, about 10 and a half, 11 months, I guess, till April 27th when we got liberated. We was in the Russian zone, and the Russians liberated our camp.
Do you remember which camps you were in? The names of them?
2A. Stalag 2A.
Were you in that one the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was a medic, and I still had my brassard on, that armband, you know, with the Red Cross. And if they needed help in a hospital or something, they'd pull me out and stick me in a hospital for a week or 2, and I was helping carry wounded mostly, and then they'd stick me with another bunch of Americans, and I think it was August 18th when we got into Germany.
Were you treated better because you're a medic, do you think? No, everyone's treated.
No, the treatment wasn't too bad. I got pushed around a couple of times, but the food was terrible.
So how much weight did you lose through the whole time?
I don't know, probably 30, 40 pounds.
Wow.
I've done, I don't know, 155 or 160 when I got liberated, and I was about 195 when I got captured.
Have you seen the series Band of Brothers, that miniseries?
Yeah.
Do you think it accurately portrays kind of what you went through?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fact, I used to go to the 101st reunion, and I'd seen some of those guys. They showed you pictures on TV, you know, in the movie, and the old timers, and I'd seen some of them at reunions. Then I knew a couple of guys. That was E Company, 506 Regiment. I knew some of the guys in F Company. I mean, F Company, I don't know where they'd been. Their companies were right across the street from one another, but this one first sergeant I knew in F Company, he said that I asked him how they picked out E Company, you know, for all this publicity, and he said they got all the publicity and F Company did all the fighting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so, he was from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
Tom Alley.
Do you remember any of the names that you said you went to some of the reunions on your first? Remember any of the names from the guys in Easy Company that you talked to?
No, I didn't.
Just kind of acquaintance?
Yeah, I just happened to see them and remembered their faces. I'd seen several of them at the reunions.
Where did you do your basic training at then?
Well, when I first went in, I was in the 44th Division at Fort Lewis, Washington. And after I got through basic training, they was put out calls for volunteers for the airborne, so I volunteered for airborne, and you got $50 a month extra for jumping.
Nice.
So
that was your main motivation?
That was the main motivation. Then to get out of the medics too, but I didn't make it. They kept me in the medics.
Where did you do the jump school training at then?
Fort Benning, Georgia. I was down there from, I got down there right after the 4th of July in 1943, and I stayed till I shipped overseas. After I got through jump school, they put me in the 542nd Regiment at Fort Benning, and then they shipped us across the Chattahoochee River into Alabama, and I stayed there till I shipped out. I don't know, it was about the 1st of March when they started. We went to Fort Meade, Maryland, and we went to Camp Shanks, New York, and then finally in the 23rd of March is when we left for overseas. So.
Do you think they adequately prepared you for what you're about to experience in the training that you received?
Oh, I guess it was mostly as a combat medic, but I mean, it wasn't anything like a hospital, but it was just basic first aid, you know. It's about all we were schooled in.
What's your most memorable experience, or maybe maybe a memory that you don't want to like remember? Is there anything particular that stands out? Maybe something favorable, getting captured.
Getting captured.
So was there any communication after that? Once you got captured, did they allow you to, I don't know, ever write a letter at all?
Oh yeah, we after we got back in a prison camp in Germany, why we could write. I think they had I don't know, it was a letter a week or something. I don't remember just how many. But
back to your family then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've still got them at home. My mother saved them, and I still have the letters at home that I've written. But they were just little things. I mean, you couldn't write out 5 or 6 pages. Just.
Now, were you able to get any mail back?
I don't think I got any. Yeah, because it was quite a while before they even knew that I was prisoner, and the war was about over, I think, when they found out I was prisoner.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for your time. Yes, is there anything else you kind of want to share in this short little piece?
Well, like I say, I didn't have too much experience. I mean, until I got captured, wasn't much I could do. Just follow orders or probably get shot. So.
Okay. What do you think of honor flight?
Of what?
What do you think of honor flight?
Oh, it's good. I was there for the opening, but I was walking with a cane then, and but I couldn't get around much, and that's why I went on the honor flight. And they furnished me with a chaperone. She pushed me around in a wheelchair, so I got to see all of it the second time. But I was there when they opened it in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think they've done the World War II veterans justice with the memorial?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it was real interesting. And
okay.